Today, we're going to discuss why we age, how to slow down aging, and why women are wonderful. Aging is something we all encounter. Back when we were hunter-gatherers, if older people didn't pass away, then there wouldn't be enough food for young children and we couldn't evolve. So what nature does is turns us off. We don't wear out, but we are turned off. We get rid of old people so the children have more to eat. We are somewhat abnormally long-lived as a species. And part of it is that grandparents were useful. They could help the tribe where the parents were out either doing the hunting or gathering or childcare. So grandparents are useful, but great-grandparents are a burden on the society. We continually rejuvenate by producing new cells and even improving and expanding the chemicals in older cells. To make an eye are present in your big toe. So one of the key things of development is to make sure that the right genes are turned on at the right time. And in some cancers, teeth appear in the cancer because some genes to make tooth enamel are turned on because of the deregulation of the cancer. And how is this done? Our DNA is methylated, and that will quiet areas. And if that methylation degrades, then things will be turned on when they shouldn't be turned on, or they should be turned on and they aren't. So epigenetics and methylation is very important in the aging process. Current research is providing us with new life extension techniques. These include feeding your mitochondria and getting rid of bad molecules in blood plasma. When you eat some sugar or other food, your body translates that into adenosine triphosphate or ATP, and then uses the ATP for all the energy requiring functions of the cell. But to do this, it needs adenosine diphosphate. So as we age, the amount of adenosine diphosphate goes down, and therefore we can't make as much adenosine triphosphate or ATP. So as we age, it's important that we supplement our ADP so it stays at high levels so we can efficiently make the major energy molecule for all the reactions in the body, adenosine triphosphate. Another factor is that we have toxins in our serum that affect us. There was an experiment done where two identical mice immunologically were hooked together, one young, one old. In this experiment, the young mouse got older and the old mouse got younger. So there was something in blood plasma. But was it a helpful thing from the young mouse or a hurtful thing from the old mouse? It turns out that there were bad things in the blood from the older mouse that was being diluted out by the young mouse's blood that didn't have these bad things. There's a process called plasmapheresis in which blood is put through a centrifuge, the cells are returned, but the serum can be removed. And that serum can be replaced by salt solution plus human albumin. It turns out that we can replace the human albumin in salt solution, and it has been able to do it from genetically engineered rice grains that actually produce human albumin. So the rice is purified and the human albumin is used. Now, this is better than albumin from blood donations because there's no chance of any viruses or other pathogens being in the genetically engineered human albumin. It turns out that human cells are very sensitive to dosage effects. There's a case where children are born with a genetic defect in which one of the chromosomes have a small piece of extra chromosome there. So for certain genes, you have 3 copies rather than 2 copies. And this causes Down syndrome. Well, in humans, women have 2 X chromosomes, which are large. Men have an X and a Y. As most women know, there's not much of anything useful on the Y chromosome. So you have a massive dosage imbalance. And what happens in women is that in the 32 cell stage of a growing embryo, one of the X chromosomes is turned off. So some of the cells have daddy's X chromosome and others have mommy's X chromosome. So human women are a matrix of 2 types of cells. And you can see this in calico cats because in cats, there are color genes on the X chromosome. And so with a calico cat, and all calicos are females, part of the fur is one color and part is another. And so you're seeing the parts of the calico cat in which the father's X chromosome is active and the mother's. Other parts have the mother's X chromosome active. So in summary, the keys to reducing aging are to feed the mitochondria with adenosine diphosphate so that you keep producing a lot of the energy molecules, adenosine triphosphate. And then there are other factors that are negative that should be removed by plasmapheresis by getting rid of the old plasma and replacing that with a salt solution and either natural or genetically engineered albumin. And we should thank women for their wonderful effect of turning off one chromosome in different cells so that there is not a dosage imbalance and that both men and women really have only one X chromosome active in any specific cell.